Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you. What's in that box? I hear you all cry. If you've been watching our video channel for a while, you'll know that I use these green shooting sticks, rest the gun on them, and then I rest the butt in the chair hole. Here's a close-up of the shooting sticks I use. These are homemade ones based on the Hunter's Vermin design off one of his videos from years ago. And they've served me well. The only addition I made to his design was those big spikes on the bottom. And I've received the Manbily Professional Tripod to try instead of it. So the first part of this video would involve me unboxing it and having a little look at what parts you get. You get this nice little carry bag, a little velcro strap around the handles to hold them together, and inside some ties to hold it into the bag itself. And that's it out of the bag. It's a carbon fibre tripod with 3 extensible legs, and you can see the little twist knobs there for extending the legs out. And there's the top end of it. You can see on the right hand side that knob there is for locking the ball on the top in position. And there's the clamp that the gun clamps into. And on the left hand side there's a knob that locks that graduated display you can see at the bottom there. These are the alternative feet with some spikes to go into the ground with. And there they are next to one of the normal rubber mounts, so you can put it on the floor, no damaging anything like carpet or whatever. And there's a close up of one of the spikes in which I did use in the woodland. There's a measurement of it fully extended, so it can go quite tall, taller than me, not that I'm that tall. There's a view of it as short as you could possibly get it. Quite compact it can get. And there's it with my longest and heaviest rifle, the mighty Theobun in .20. That needs to be locked up solid when you want the rifle to just stay there, but when you want to shoot you need to unscrew it slightly to give the ball some rotation. Onto a bit of zeroing now. Straight out the box this was, right the case even. And you can see it's slightly out. Ideally I should be able to drop all the pellets on that centre bit. That would be good enough. Shots are going directly in the same hole, so it's just a case of altering the impact point to the point of zero, which I did by way of a test. I didn't show you all the shooting I did here today, just to show you some of it. I do this quite often, playing with my rifles, doing some testing. This is where you work out where your problems are before you get in the field. And that'll do for me. Anyway, off shooting we shall go. I've got there just after sunrise because I'm tired and lazy. I could have got there earlier. There's the mighty Theobun ready to go in the hide. I'm shooting JSB Exacts .20 heavy. I decided to go with the spikes because we do like a good spike sticking it into the ground. And there it is, just resting there. All I got to do is move my shoulder behind it and then lock that knob, which you can see pointing directly towards me because that makes it much easier to use. Do a bit of zeroing in the field. Always take a test shot. Let's bang on. One shot. I'm pretty confident with yesterday's performance and today's. You can see the sunlight's just working its way into the trees. I'm all ready to go now. That's just the same as me rustling around. I've got the shotgun mic on my camera. You can't hear any birds, can you, at the moment? Still quite early, they haven't woke up yet. Went forward only a little bit later on. Sun's come up a bit more and suddenly the whole woodland has erupted. All sorts of birds in here now. Jackdaws and wood pigeons. Some songbirds. All sorts of things have woken up now. Hopefully the squirrels will turn up soon. Green woodpecker. I came away a week ago and filled this feeder up. And I came yesterday with Bro. And lo and behold, there was a squirrel on the feeder, so I'm here today because I can see the levels dropped and I've seen a squirrel on it. So there's at least one in this wood that seems to like this feeder, and usually at this time of year when the natural food is so heavy, but it's not that heavy cropping this year. So I'm thinking that's why this feeder seems to be dropping when they don't normally want to go for the wheat. But I'm here because the feeders told me so. And here's the first victim. Sat in the hide for about an hour. I've got footage of this on my main camera, and I've also got the Arkan Zulu S, or Zulus, or whatever you want to call it, so you can see what it looks like when I'm shooting through it. So you see what sort of stability I'm getting rested on this tripod. I thought that'd be something else you'd want to see. So I'm not going to overdub them like I normally do. Just let you watch this in its entirety. This one's come in, had a quick much about. Come and sat straight up on the ledge for a feed. And immediately I take it out. Good solid headshot. Quite happy with that. Got one on the deck, no blank for me today. Here's the view through the scope cam. Zulu S. And that's pretty much me tracking it and dropping it in oneer. This is the same shot again, slowed down to a quarter speed. Normally speeding up video these days, but I'll sort of slow this down just to see the point of impact. I acquired the Squirrel. Lift his crosshairs up right over the eyebrow. Straight on headshot. Down he goes. All happened so quick. Just about hear some barking. Straight after that shot, you can hear squirrels barking. It's hard to make them out really. The rifle mic's not picking it up, but they were definitely there. I knew there was more squirrels in the area, so I was on high alert then. Then this one comes in. Gonna investigate the one on the floor, I think. But he's not settling. Too much head movement. Don't like this. I'm thinking at this point in time, it's the one on the ground. It's upsetting him. As you can see, I've had to speed this up to 5 times normal speed. This one did mess me about quite a bit. Quite frustrated. Don't normally bother too much about the ones on the ground. I normally get over it fairly quickly. As you'll see in a second, it wasn't just the one on the ground I had to worry about. You can hear the claws on bark of another squirrel up the tree. There's a bit of argy-bargy to be had before one of them's going to settle. This type of interaction happens on a daily basis in the life of a squirrel as they run into each other. They all work out who's the boss and who isn't. And that's why you see some of the weird behaviours when they see a dead one on the ground. You see some get attacked and some become fearful, and other ones are totally no care whatsoever for the dead bodies. It's because I think they recognise each other. But they never seem to be worried by the smell of blood. They never seem to be worried by a dead body. One of these is going to get the upper hand. It's going to get the right to feed while the other one stands back and waits. That's what you get for being a bully. At least now I can see on this footage what happened with the other one, where it went. Definitely hear it squawking away. Doesn't realise it's in mortal danger. More concerned with the antics of the other one. Normal kicking behaviour from a good headshot. Link in the description to Ted Beer's video explaining why this is the case. The animal's taken a shot to the brain, it was dead on impact. That is just nervous activity as the body shuts down. The other squirrel rove around at the tree. I have got other footage. It's too difficult to splice in as I'm turning my Arkan Optic Zulu on and off as I'm trying to track and get a shot on the other squirrel. If it presents a proper shot, I'll go for it. I was too preoccupied with tracking this squirrel that was running around up the tree to get the other camera onto him. He is up this tree, running around, spinning around, squawking at things. I've just about found him just up here.
And obviously here the shot was a good one. As they often do, they'll tense up on impact, as you'll see in a minute. And the claws will just lock onto the tree until they just lose all the muscle control and drop off. So that's both of the squirrels down. I'll show you the two shots now. This is the first one. I was looking at the one on the right, and the one on the left sat down, so I was on him quite quickly. Nice stable shot off the tripod there. Down to the ground he goes, and here's the other one up the tree. You can see the type of things he was doing. Then he froze for a second. Base of the ear. You see how he retracted a little bit. They sometimes do that. Still caught him nicely in the top of the head though. Down he went. I'll show you that one again in slow motion. Quite steady on the tripod. There's a shot. And just catch the pellet as it hits him in the head for a brief second there. Awful lot of damage from a headshot, even from a sub 12 foot-pound air rifle, but this one isn't. This is running about 18 foot-pounds. But even that said, it's still just going to go straight through the head. Same as a legal limit one will at this range. You get the same result. You can see quite clearly it's dead. Perfectly humane shot. Bit gruesome, but I did put a warning at the beginning. If you want to do this type of stuff, you have to accept the reality, I'm afraid. This one came in, did not like anything on the floor at all. It was 3 dead bodies. This would have been Squirrel 4. It eventually legs it off to the side and sped it up, as you can see, because just not having any of it. Sometimes that happens. There's no way I was going to be able to shoot it. Sometimes you just got to let them go. There he goes. Just catch sight of him tearing off to the right there. Disappears into the trees. God knows where I'm pointing the camera there. I'm trying to guess where he is. Then I give up and come back. I'm absolutely certain this one is the one I just saw running off. 10 minutes later, he's come back. So I don't know whether he's had a chat to himself or herself even. I thought he was going to run off to the right again at this point. Definitely a messer, this one. Dead bodies on the ground. Seem to have upset this one a lot. Back into fast forward mode. Imagine what this is like 5 times slower after him running off once already. I was actually tracking him with the rifle at this point. And that branch that's across there is going to have to be lifted up or something, or I'll move further to the right. So I could have probably shot that one off the roof. Never mind. Here we go. Finally he sits down, gets a shot to the head after all of that messing about. Got to be patient sometimes to get success. Here's the view from the camera. The Ark and Zulu S. Bit of a sniff. I'm still not panicking and shooting. Get in a feeding position, go on, just sit up. There we go. I was straight on him, straight in the top of the head. Down to the ground. I did get it the hide after this, and I picked everything up. Poorly focused there. He's eyeballing the wheat on the feeder. And like the robins, they'll sit back to the side of most of the other birds, shoot in and shoot out and grab some. There he is. Like that. Gives me very little time to get them on video. Quite a nice day considering it's the back end of August. Quite a calm day today, very little wind, but there was at the beginning of the day. Picked all the squirrels up, I'm just waiting to see if I can get another bonus squirrel. I was just making myself a cup of tea and I looked up and there was a squirrel on that branch. I do like using it as a runway, so I'll probably just lift it up at the end. When they sit like that on alert, it's just as good as when they're sat on the feeder eating. In fact, in a lot of ways it's better. They seem to freeze for a really long time. They're suspicious or something. Because I'm not going to have to move too much to get to my rifle, I'm pretty sure I can get a shot at him. Just like that. Sight on headshot. Usually results in a bit more kicking than a straight on shot. He's definitely dead. Got him pretty good. That's 5 for the day. Not bad considering the time of year. And this time of year is really dire for getting any numbers. Here's the shot. We're able to take quite a steady aim. Here's a slow-mo of it. It's made a correction. Thick part of the head. Down he goes. Then all that business about there being no wind. All of a sudden we got lots of wind. The day was getting on now. So I called it a day. Quite pleased with my Manbily Tripod. There's a link in the description. There's a bit of money off. I do believe I'll have that by the time the video goes out. Let me know what you think of it in the comments.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.